blah, 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 usual nonsense. Streaming on Twitch. Come on. Just show me something. And there we go. Okay. And we're not going to cast a Dementia Radio just yet. And recording in 3, 2, 1.
Recorded live on DementiaRadio.org, it's the Funny Music Podcast. Brought to you by FuMP.com, where you can download new free comedy songs twice a week. Now, here's your hosts, Devo Spice and the great Luke Ski.
Hey, Devo Spice.
Hey, Luke Ski.
What's going on today's show?
We have a pre-recorded interview coming up with Joe Vent a little later in the show, and I wasn't able to schedule anything with David W. Jacobsen for this week. We tried. This week has been a scheduling clusterfump, and it's my fault because we're recording this right now on Wednesday night, and because tomorrow night, Thursday night, I'm going to a premiere of a movie that I'm in. I just have a small role at the end of the film, but I was invited to the premiere, so I'm going. So originally I said, okay, we can do the show on Wednesday. And Barramon just subscribed with Prime. Thank you, Barramon. So I said, okay, originally we can do the show on Wednesday. And then something got confused in my brain, and I was like, no, we can't do the show on Wednesday. Luke is going to see Weird Al on Wednesday, so we scheduled to do it on Tuesday. And then yesterday, Luke was like, so what time are we doing the show? We have to do it before 6 so I can go see Weird Al. And I was like, huh? Wait, what? Oh, so Luke went to see Weird Al on Tuesday. I'm like, okay, so we can't do it on Tuesday. Why can't we do it on Wednesday? Let's just do it on Wednesday. And then I remembered that I have acting class on Wednesday night, which is why we couldn't do it on Wednesday to begin with. But acting class let out early, so here we are. So, and with all that, let's do this.
Let's get caught up with what Devo and Luke have been up to since last week. Or else Devo, if Luke failed and didn't show up.
Hey, what?
Oh, he's right.
And Wildcard just subscribed 54 months in a row. Thank you, Wildcard.
Woohoo!
And I guess that started some type of Twitch thing. I don't know.
Some bonus mini game that we now have to play.
Apparently, yeah, some type of hype train on Twitch or something. I don't know.
It's FuMPO party.
FuMPO. Oh, dude, don't give me ideas. Do not give me ideas. You, me,
Ideas
Shoebox,
are the
Ian
worst.
as little characters going around a maze playing mini games. Oh, dude, come on. Oh, I want to do that now. All right. Oh, I don't have enough projects. All right, so what have you been up to? I kind of spoiled what you've been up to, but that's okay.
Well, I did go see the new live-action How to Train Your Dragon, and it was
I
good.
did too. I went to see that last night. Very good.
Yeah, it's like, see, so many of the whole thing with the Disney live-action remakes, generally speaking, is they tend to make a lot of changes, and whether or not those changes are, for the best is questionable, depending on what it is. But this one, they pretty much stayed dead on to exactly what the original movie was. Because I watched the original movie again like a week earlier, just to remind myself, and yeah, they really stuck to it. Like, the only thing that was kind of a new addition was them basically adding to the mythos of Berk that Vikings, aren't just, a people of, the Nordic lands, that like there's kind of Vikings from all over the world. So that would explain why there's Vikings that aren't like white-skinned, blonde-haired people. It's like, oh, look, here's Vikings of other ethnicities coming in on their cool-looking ships that match where they're from, So that way, stupid people wouldn't get all like butthurt. It's like there weren't any black Vikings. It's like shut up. It's a fantasy movie. There's dragons.
Yeah, right.
Shut
There
the hell
weren't
up.
dragons either. Shut up.
And that's really the only thing that I think was any kind of a change or addition or whatever. I really loved Nick Frost as oh crap, I forgot his name again. The handyman, the
Yeah.
Stoic's kind of best friend, the one who was originally voiced by Craig Ferguson. No, I can't remember his name now. But anyway, I liked all the kids. I thought they did a really great job casting.
Dude,
all of the
guy who
trainees.
plays Hiccup, like, he was bred for this role. Like, I think they cloned him in a lab so that he would grow up and look just like the character from the cartoon. Like, oh my god.
Like he's Jay Baruchelling it up, hardcore.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that I don't know the actor's name off the top of my head, but he was the kid in Deadpool 2 playing Fish Legs. Like, he was great. The kid who played Flash in the Spider-Man, movies as Snotlout was great. I thought, I don't want to give away everything about the movie, but it was great. And it makes me wonder. I mean, well, I kind of assume that they're probably going to want to, continue on and make more live action, How to Train Your Dragon movies. It just makes me wonder if they're going to are they going to follow the sequel, exactly, or are they just going or are they going to make like a new sequel that goes a new direction or something? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, overall, I enjoyed it. So, fun. What else? On Monday, I recorded 2 podcasts with Kevin Eldridge of the FuMPCast. So we recorded a FuMPCast episode, followed by by episode 5 of Luke Ski's Animation and Stuff podcast. So the FuMPCast episode is number 686, which is dropping on June 29th, and then episode 5 of Animation and Stuff will be dropping on June 30th. So it'll be kind of back-to-back
Nice
episodes. And we came up with a couple of very specific 80s themed top 4.5 lists for each episode. It's like, I'm so proud of how specific these topics are, and the fact that there were actually so many different options to choose from. So I'll let you all, hear what it is when those episodes drop later this month. And then, as Devo said, I went to see Weird Al last night in Riverside. It was awesome. I don't want to give anything away, but it has been already kind of publicly said that, there's a good handful of songs on this tour that have never been performed live before. And not just like the new stuff since the last tour. Like he pulls out some, old school classics that it's like, oh, holy crap, I can't believe this song is being performed live right now in front of my face, So, and the new expanded band is great. There's like 4 new band members, and 3 of them are women, which is really cool. It's something you never stopped to think about before, but like, oh yeah, women can make funny music, like play instruments and sing and stuff too, So yeah, it's just such a great time. Lots of great, clips in between the songs, and just fun. Yeah, so highly recommend it. And I managed to get a 3X size tour shirt, which is part of the reason I was happy I was getting to see a date so early in the tour. They still have 3X size shirts. So, and I went there with Tony and kids and, a few more of our friends, from the Escape from Walt Disney show. So it's fun hanging out with them. I ran into Jungle Judy was there.
Oh, cool.
Coincidentally seated in the same row I was in. So I got to chat with her. I saw Ethan from the 2000-inch podcast, and I saw Isaiah, who was at the party we were at, for Dr. D's birthday. So yeah, just kind of randomly running into a few people here and there, and it was a great time. So, see Al when he comes to your town. What have you been up to, Devo?
Well, I forgot to mention earlier that the title of this week's episode is Ultra Expert. This is episode 783. So last weekend we went to Connecticut for the first time this year to see my parents, visit their, they have a beach house in Connecticut, so we went to visit them, spend the weekend at the beach, and like I'm good at a lot of things. Planning ahead is not one of them. So like I'm trying to make an effort to plan ahead for things. And like I want to like plan out the summer. So like figuring out when we're going to Connecticut. And Darren and I want to go to Cedar Point and go on more roller coasters and stuff. So we got to figure out when we're going to do that. And it's just I'm pulling my hair out trying to feel like just sit down and do it. And I just can't. And it's driving me nuts. But anyway, we got to go to Connecticut this weekend, which was fun. And while I was in Connecticut, I actually did a read through with the rest of the cast of the short film that I'm filming on Saturday, and it was a lot of fun. It's a dating scene. It's a speed dating scene where I'm the lead. And I am on multiple dates with multiple different women and keep getting shot down in new and creative ways. And my acting teacher sent out a breakdown of the cast. Let me see if I can find it. Of like breakdown. Okay. Main character, Tom, the protagonist. Role, the protagonist, an awkward, painfully unlucky man trying to find love at a speed dating event. Personality, quirky, nerdy, sweet, overly optimistic, and socially tone-deaf. Dream, to be the next Weird Al Yankovic. Yes, he wrote that into the script. And it goes on with a couple other things. So I responded to him, and I said, main character, Tom. Role, Tom. Personality, Tom. Dream, Tom. I was like, you just wrote me into this script. That's all you did. You didn't come up with a character. You wrote me into the script. That's all. So it's been a very easy role for me to learn because of that. So we're filming on Saturday. It's actually a very funny script, and I'm really looking forward to it. That's really all. I haven't been up to much. I still need to record an episode, this week's Insider, which I'm hoping to do after the podcast tonight. And I'll get that out to the Patreon backers later tonight, and then we will do things. All right. So let's get into some music. First song of the week. Oh, I know what the other thing I wanted to talk about, because I talked about it with you before the cast. We're not streaming on Dementia Radio at the moment because Professor Incubus is doing his show right now, although I think he's ending in a couple minutes, so we should be able to start. And Wildcard mentioned that he normally doesn't send like song titles and artists metadata information to the stream. And I was like, oh, I wonder if I can do that from my setup here. And because I didn't know if I would need to put the metadata into the files I pull up in OBS or what. And I looked, and the broadcast block in Audio Hijack supports metadata. And it does look like there's a way I can like manually enter metadata if I want to do that. I don't want to do that, throughout the show and constantly keep updating it. But so I'm looking at the documentation for Audio Hijack, and because it wasn't letting me select OBS as a source input for the metadata, so it gives me a list of supported applications that I can choose from, like VLC and Spotify and stuff like that. It'll pull the metadata from all of those. OBS is not on the list. Right below that, it says Audio Hijack itself is not able to gather metadata from web-based audio. However, it is possible to gather this information while playing audio from supported sites using Bearded Spice. The free Bearded Spice application can run in the background to pull track titles from web-based media players. I feel obligated to look into this app called Bearded Spice just for the name. Like, it may not do what we need. It may not help me in any way, but I gotta see. And the app icon, I think he might be bald, but other than that, it kind of looks like me. Except it's not a red beard. If they had colored it red instead of black, I think it would look like me, and it would work. But so yeah.
I mean, if that app, if you look into it, and it turns out to be like a successful app, maybe you could, ask this guy if you could, like, work for his company, because when it comes to being a bearded spice, you're an ultra expert.
I am. Bearded Spice is my Spice Girl's name. All right. Let's get into some music this week. First song is a new one by Big Fat Chuck, followed by an interview with him. Here is Taking My Bong Out to the Trash.
Out to the trash because I broke it. Yeah, I broke it. I'm taking my bong out to the trash because I broke it. Yeah, I broke it. Taking my bong out to the trash because I broke it. I really broke it. Now, what the hell am I supposed to do? Out of glass, I had my head in my ass and I broke it. Yeah, I broke it. It's the start of the night, but we can't get right like we wanna on marijuana. I saw Aunt B on my TV. I'm Harry Mason as a guest star. Now, what the hell are we supposed to do? My bong down to the trash because I broke it. Yeah, I broke it. I'm taking my bong down to the trash because I broke it. Yeah, I broke it. Made out of glass, I had my head in my ass and I broke it. I really broke it. Now, what the hell are we supposed to do? Now, what the hell are we supposed to do? Now, what the hell are we supposed to do?
Probably go a little.
I am here with Joe Vent, aka Big Fat Chuck, or Big Fat Chuck, aka Joe Vent. I don't know what you prefer, but hi.
Hi, how you doing?
Good. So tell us about taking your bong out to the trash.
Well, it's really I hate to, if anyone's heard the song yet, I hate to break their hearts, but it's pretty much just self-explanatory.
Is it a true
It
story?
really is. It is actually.
Okay.
Weirdly, my son, who should have never been doing that in the first place, stopped smoking, and he said, "Dad, do you want all these old bongs?" Which of course he didn't take care of. And by the way, he's an adult, I should say.
Yeah, picturing a 4-year-old coming in. Daddy, want bong?
Yeah, yes, I do. And I wanted to try to salvage one of them, and it's like, why not? I don't even smoke that much, quite honestly. But it was like a piece of art. It's glass. Somebody put effort into it, and he abused it. So I tried to clean it, and I spent hours and lots of money on alcohol and salt, and almost got it there, and then I broke it at the last minute. So
Oh, that sucks.
I know, but you have to have something to write songs about. So you know, it seemed to fit the big fat Chuck canon, so I went for it.
Yeah. I love it. It's this song like has a very like I got stoned and I missed it vibe and because I got high vibe, even though it's not really about being high because you broke your bong, so now you can't. But
Right. At least for the moment.
yeah, but it's got that same type of like high playfulness vibe to it, which it struck me as really funny as somebody who's never smoked pot. This struck me as very funny.
I thought, yeah, I mean, I think divorcing yourself from it, I'm not like a big stoner either, but I'm fans of all the stuff you mentioned. And it was one of those things too, like the Big Fat Chuck songs, there are only like about 5 or 6 songs now, and they all tend to have uh kind of that vibe. Not really on purpose, but that's what came out. So I'm like, okay, I guess if Jimmy Buffett fans like this, then that's cool too.
Yeah, it's cool that sometimes those type of vibes just come out of a project, and
Yeah.
sometimes it wasn't even intentional. It's like, okay, I guess I'm going in this direction now.
Yeah, I can't imagine the Beatles did all their early stuff and went, "Oh my God, we sound just like the Beatles." I mean, it just happens. So
I
not that
just
that makes
realized there I am. Hi.
oh
I don't know how the recording came out on the video portion of this, but I had myself hidden for the
oh
last time I was doing something. So the first part of this interview was probably all you, but that's fine.
oh interesting. People might just think that you're in the left channel and I'm in the right channel.
Maybe, yeah.
I'm sure it's all gold. Don't worry about it. Or it just sounds like I was talking to myself, which that happens every once in a while.
So why did you decide to do this whole side project of Big Fat Chuck in the first place?
I wrote a song that last year, about almost exactly a year ago, um, called "Let's Get High as Fuck, Then Fuck."
Hmm.
If I can say that on your
Sure.
family-oriented podcast. Um, and I thought one of the lyrics was, uh, I needed a name. I just needed something, and said that uh, my name is Big Fat Chester, but everybody calls me Big Fat Chuck. I'm like, that could be a whole nother character, because I also do simultaneously the Right Reverend Jarvis T. Hornswoggle, who does more um, kind of 100-year-old hokum
Yeah.
early blues jazz,
Yeah.
and it's all funny. I mean, it tries to be funny anyway. That's up for the listener to determine, I guess. So I just thought, hey, another character, another thing to do.
Do you have any other
So
characters in the works?
not yet, no.
Not-
Just as long as I can avoid being myself, I'm going to continue down those roads, though.
Okay.
So,
You could do a whole consortium of genius thing where you have a whole history of side artists and people, and
right.
that's
No,
all you.
yeah, I need to confer with him to see how to go about that.
Yeah. I'll hook you up with Lewis. We'll
All right.
get you guys going. You and Lewis teaming up would actually be really cool.
Oh, I'm all for it.
You guys could do some damage together, I'm sure.
Cool. Yeah. Is that the chap that's down in New Orleans or?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen this.
So was Aunt B on Perry Mason?
Well, that day she was. Well, the thing is, I went to the Y and they had Perry Mason on because I refused to watch ESPN or whatever. And they I'm like, that looks like Aunt B. And it was on one of those grit channels or something.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, that'll sew this up nicely. I saw it be on my TV on Perry Mason, and I just assumed she was a guest star. The good thing about the character presumably being high or the singer, if you will, being high in the song is anything goes with, those types of acknowledgments, if you will,
Yeah. Yeah.
observations. So, Yeah, you're right. I mean, the song definitely is kind of a fun, good time, sitting in the backyard thing, which has never been I've never really done that kind of thing in any of my endeavors. So I thought
I just love
it'd be
the
fun.
little guitar, like the bwah, ba-dam, bah, 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 bah. It's just, I love it. I don't even know why.
Oh,
It's
that's good.
fun.
Thanks. Thanks. Yeah, that's what I thought. And I thought it all just kind of came together, Kismeti. I'm sure most of the funk writers and folks and artists have the same thing happen to them where it's just like, if I think it's funny, maybe other people will think it's
Yeah.
funny. Let's flesh this out and see what happens.
You hope other people think it's funny. Doesn't
You
always work
do.
out, but you hope other people think it's funny.
Yeah, because otherwise they're all wrong and you're right, which is
Yeah.
just as bad as the
Yeah.
other way around.
Or it's like you write a song where like the target audience is two people, you know?
Yeah.
One of my
Well, that
favorite Luke Ski tracks, the target audience is him and me, and that's it. I don't think anybody else truly appreciates that track.
well, I hope he likes it
Oh
because if
yeah, he
not,
does. Yes,
good.
that's
Okay.
MC Freeberg, which is it's this long Stan Freeberg parody
Oh,
sketch
nice.
about old school hip hop, and it's like comedy fan, old school hip hop fan, put them together. Me and Luke. That's
Yeah, cool. I actually had a phone conversation with Stan Freeberg about 20 years ago, I think.
really
Just
how'd that
asking.
come up?
For my day job, I work for a company that does CD manufacturing
Hmm.
and vinyl record manufacturing, and um, I think I was connected to him. I don't remember how, but I just had he's like, "You probably don't know who I am." I'm like, "Yes, I know who you are." It was great. It was one of those not disappointing moments where you meet, not necessarily your heroes, but someone you admire, and it was cool.
Yeah. It's like
And
you're on the phone with them. I'm like, yeah, I'm Stan Freeberg. Yes, I'm well aware of who you are. Yeah.
yeah, you do, yeah,
I
without
was kind of like that the first time I was on the phone with Bill Frenzer of Ogden Edsel. I'm like, oh yeah, I know who you are. Yeah, absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
dead puppies. Yep. Yeah, like I dead puppies. Yep.
You just don't want to trip on your own
Yeah,
nerdiness.
exactly. So do you have anything you'd like to plug?
I mean, bigfatchuck.com, is
Oh,
where the
there's a
thing
big
is.
fat Chuck doc. Oh wait, did we talk
There-
about this last time? That I didn't think
Maybe.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think last time I was just as surprised that there was a bigfatchuck.com and I didn't know about it.
Yeah. Well, last year was a big year. I mean, I launched the thing and then actually had kind of a strange run-in with a publicist who may or may not have been a real person. Um, not sure
Okay.
yet. Could have been AI generated, but if so, there were some imperfections. But that person did motivate me to put out more content than I probably would have. So when the first song, Let's Get High as Fuck, Then Fuck, came out, I said, I got to do a video for this. So I got together with some folks, did a cheap video, and it's almost been out a year. So I think I'm going to try and do some pushing of that. If folks want to go look, like and listen, watch, like and subscribe, that would help on YouTube. Um, and after that, I did a song called Snake Dick Weasel, which was kind of a Bill Kirchen double guitar, more of a trad country kind of thing,
Mhm.
compared to Let's Get High as Fuck Then Fuck and Taking My Bong Out to the Trash. That's getting to be about a year old. I did them all in a short span, you
Yeah.
know. So it's just when the muse hits, I'm gonna go back and do some more. Not go back. I'm finishing up some Right Reverend Jarvis T. Hornswoggle songs right now,
Cool.
which I hope are funny and valuable to anybody but me. Um, but that'll probably be in the next couple months.
All right, cool. Looking forward to that.
Thank you.
All right, well, thank you for joining us,
Thanks for having me.
and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.
This is the FuMP.
Cause she said, baby, there's so much more, just wait. Come on in, everybody. My wife's into 5 ways, and I was excited, but this feels wrong. If I had it my way, we'd have invited some girls along.
When I fell head over heels for Billy Squire and the heavenly harmony of Billy's choir, I'd get it on with Bob Seger too, just as long as Bob Seger too. Oh, don't get me started on hard Sunday. Don't get me started on hard Sunday. Don't get me
That's The Funny Music Project at thefump.com. TheFump.com.
Second week of deer camp, drinking the beer.
Open up the door, it's Dave.
Man, Dave's not here.
Time for funny music news. Something.
In the news, we seem to have lost Luke. That's not the news. That's just for your information. But in the news, Mitch Benn is launching a one-man show called The Lehrer Effect. This is about the music and influence of Tom Lehrer. The show begins previews in Crouch End and Birmingham in the UK next week. Go to mitchbenn.com/Lehrer-effect for all listing and tickets. His last name is spelled with two N's. Mitch Benn, BENN.com/Lehrer-effect. Avery Pearson's Greatest Comedy Songs Concert of All Time Ever is now happening. Give It Up, that's the title. Special hits Veeps on June 26th, featuring guest appearances by Jay Farrow, Arden Mern, Jackie Tone, and more. That's available on Veeps.com, VEEPS.com. Thank you to Insane Ian for the heads up on those two stories. And the FuMPFest documentary IndieGoGo is up to $4,391, which is 65% of the way to their $6,700 goal. So please go to IndieGoGo.com and search for FuMPFest, and you will find it. This is the part of the show where I ask Luke if he has anything before tour dates, but he's not here, so yeah. Tour dates. On Sundays in Nashville, Tennessee, Steve Goody hosting at the Bluebird. On Sundays online, Two Sleeps. The last Sunday of each month on Facebook, Lauren Mayer. Mondays online, Steve Goody and Brad Tassel at virtualcomedyshow.com. Wednesdays in San Francisco, California, Ben Vicini. On the 20th in Columbus, Ohio, Mikey Mason. On the 20th in Doylestown, Pennsylvania, Carla Ulbrich. On the 21st in Governor's Island, New York, David W. Jacobsen. On the 21st in Muncie, Indiana, Mikey Mason. On the 21st in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Stu Sauce. On the 26th in Boston Spa, New York, Drew Jacobs. The 26th through the 29th in Wichita, Kansas, Mikey Mason. The 27th and 28th in Provincetown, Massachusetts, Steve Goody. And the 27th and 28th in Doylestown, Pennsylvania, Carla Ulbrich. All right, birthdays. We got quite a few coming up all of a sudden. On the 21st, Jeff Whitmire. On the 22nd, Ross Childs. Also on the 22nd, Bonecage. On the 23rd, Tom Smith. And on the 25th, Saker from 2D6. So happy birthday, folks. All right, second song this week is by David W. Jacobsen. Here is Your Sister.
I used to think you were the one for me. Together we'd spend our days. But you were the opening for the main attraction. It was over when I met her gaze. You and I had some good times. We're happy more than sad. But we'll still see each other, 'cause she has the same mom and dad. Long before you saw me kiss her, I always wanted your sister. I'll try not to let you see me kiss her. Now I'm with your sister. I know how you competed all the time when you were young. But hey, you had me first, so you could say you sorta won. I know how you were jealous of the way my eyes would roll. Well, I'm sorry that it wound up hitting so close to home. But now holidays are awkward because there's little trust. Though I never meant for you to find out by walking in on us. Long before you saw me kiss her, I always wanted your sister. I'll try not to let you see me kiss her. Now I'm with your sister. I had a chance, I couldn't resist. sister, now I'm with your sister. And I, oh, your sister. And I'm sorry, we're still jealous and mad. I said we're through, but hey, if you could convince her, I'd be with both of you. I always liked your family, and I know how you were tight. Your mama never really liked me, but she used to be polite. Well, now your mom just hates me for all that I have done, but she looks great for her age. Maybe she could be the next one. Long before you saw me kiss her, I always wanted your sister. I'll try not to let you see me kiss her. Now I'm with your sister, and I had a chance, I couldn't resist her. Now I'm with your sister. And I, oh, your sister. And I.
Making the internet absolutely ridiculous. Dementia Radio. www.dementiaradio.org. Port 8027.
Please hang up and try again.
This is the part where there's feedback.
Feedback.
Feedback, you know that segment of the show we do about now?
Feedback. Feedback.
Feedback.
Feedback.
A-Log!
Oh my god, it's you, not again!
A-Log wrote, fair enough when it comes to October being 4 months away. Either way, I still would like to get the word out. Yeah, send me the press release or whatever you have whenever it's ready, and we will happily plug it on the show. And that's all the feedback we got. Slow week. All right.
Teasing. He's a teasing kind of guy. Now you have a job.
Yeah!
Teasing. Tomorrow's song is by Circuits or Gears. Drumbot rearing his ugly head again. And Tuesday's song is by Lemon Demon. And we need a Spotify playlist topic for this week, which I'll update tomorrow night. I'm not going to do that now. But I do need a topic. You know what? Let's who's a good FuMP artist we haven't done yet? Have we done Power Salad? Let me see. Let me pull up the list. Come on. Power Salad. Okay, we have not featured Power Salad yet, so I will feature Power Salad. All right. Big Fat Chuck is at bigfatchuck.com, and I believe David W. Jacobsen is at davidwjacobsen.com. Let me check that really quick. davidwj.com. All right, let's get out of here. Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. I'm Devo Spice. Luke's phone died. That's why he's not here anymore. Later, folks.
Thank you for listening to the Funny Music Podcast. You can listen live every Thursday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific at DementiaRadio.org and join us in the chat. Or subscribe to the podcast feed. Look us up on iTunes and be sure to leave us a review. Feedback for the show can be sent to info@thefump.com. The Funny Music Podcast is a production of Fidem Interactive, LLC, released under a Creative Commons share-alike license. Tell your friends. Tell your enemies. Shout it to random people on the street. And be sure to visit thefump.com for the latest funny songs. Tune in next week where you'll hear Luke Ski say,
Hey Devo, you should record... Hey Devo, you should program a plugin for OBS that automatically updates the metadata when you change scenes. No!